Hey guys, hey guys. So I'm live again, as you can see, and what I'm going to do today is just unbox some things and show you it. So one of these items, a hard drive, is new, but most of the items that I'm going to be showing you are second-hand. And the reason I wanted to do this is because, well, I need to do this anyway. It's not very exciting, so well, not for me anyway to open it up, but I thought I would show you guys what I'm opening up. 4 out of the 5 items here have been bought from Amazon Warehouse, so they look like they're okay, like condition-wise, but you know, obviously there's always that risk if it's been returned. Most of the things I've bought from Amazon Warehouse seem to be that, you know, they've been sent back or maybe the box has been damaged, etc. But there's a lot of savings to be made. Although this year with the Black Friday sale, Amazon have been a little bit stingier because normally, hey Sam, yeah, I'm good, man. Normally with Amazon Warehouse in the previous years, they've basically just offered you a 20% blanket discount off all items, and it's great. You can, you know, discover lots of items which are useful. This year they've only kind of selected which items to offer at 30% off, and there has been some hard drives and a few other things which are good, but a lot of it is junk, and a lot of it's actually overpriced and still more expensive than new, so yeah, you kind of have to do your research. So once a few people turn up, I will start doing some unboxings and start, just seeing what's inside the box. Because the thing, normally what would happen when I do these kind of things, but why is that showing the old thumbnail? I always say that when you do a tweet on social media and all that, they seem to cache the old thumbnail for a while. I don't know why. But anyway, here we go. Yeah, that's showing the old one as well. Never mind. Who cares? Yeah, so normally when I do unboxings, I kind of cut out a lot of the crap as far as, you know, if I spend 10 minutes unboxing something, I cut out all the time where I'm finding it hard to open the box and all that. But I'll do it live, so it will be a little bit longer than normal. So, you know, because I'm not cutting it out, but I will be talking through it. I will be looking at your comments. So once there's a few people, well, there's a few people here already, so I can get started. I've got 3 items here, and then I've got a big Amazon box, which has got a few items in it as well. Now, one of these items is a monitor arm, which I'm not going to test today on the video as far as getting a monitor on and all that. And the other thing is a capture card, which I can't test. In fact, with any of these items that I'm going to be showing you, I will just be opening the box. I won't be testing them because, you know, it's not like I'm going to go outside or go around the house testing the mic. It just isn't practical. But hopefully I can show you what's actually inside, and we can have a chat about what's been going on. Like I've said, you know, I've did a few streams over the last week or so, and we've been chatting a lot about Black Friday. And I do agree with a lot of people in that Black Friday, for many retailers, it's a scam, you know, because they artificially keep prices high and then they drop them, etc. But there are legitimate bargains out there. So if you've bought something cool during Black Friday, please let me know. But with that being said, are we all good to go? Do you want me to start opening some boxes and we'll see what's going on here? But again, like, I'm kind of stating obvious here, but if you're watching the stream, say hello, get involved, speak, and I shall reply. If I do rabble on though, you know what it's like, it's hard to keep track of all the comments. So, are you good for me to go? This is the big box, so maybe open this one first. I guess this is the one that I'm most unsure of, because obviously I can see the boxes here and I can see that they're in good condition. That's new, so actually there's a few marks in the box for being new. That's a bit annoying. Not that bad. Right, so in the box, in the box we have an Elgato 460 Pro, and we've got an Elgato HD60S Plus. Hey Stephen. So 2 Elgato products here. I will open them up. I find that annoying. See when they do this, they keep putting all these Amazon Warehouse stickers on it, and they're an absolute nightmare to get off. I don't see why they do that. You know, one of the things, whenever I buy things like this, I try and keep the boxes nice, because what it means is when I sell it, a year or 2 years down the line on eBay, I don't have to worry about, you know, losing value. You know, sometimes you can lose like 10 or 20 pounds or more if you don't have the boxes. Like if you're selling a laptop, someone wants it boxed and they want it all nice. So I've also got this, and it's probably easier if I just tip this to the side. I'm hoping, anyway. Oh, there's a lot of noise. I'm not making it easy for this one to come off, but that is not moving. I might have to destroy the box here to get it out. That is literally stuck. That is literally stuck. Watching you on my new Samsung Tab, the basic one. Is that, which one is that, Stephen? Is that the S6 Lite, or is that... I'm trying to keep this box because I have been selling some stuff on eBay recently, so let's see if I can keep the box. Keep the Amazon box. Look, literally not moving. Nothing's moving. Yeah, I'm going to have to lose the box here, I think. So we're going to have to destroy the box. No audio. What's wrong, David? You can't hear audio. Looks like audio's playing okay. Yeah, I was going to say, David. Yeah. That thing was absolutely wedged in there. Wedged. Absolutely wedged in there. So, get the box to the side. So this is, well, it's not a mystery, I did talk about it, but this is probably the one that I'm most unsure of as far as what I'm getting. Thing is, David, see whenever someone says the audio isn't working, I always start thinking, is there something wrong? Is there something wrong? Because a lot of the time there is. You know, there's always something wrong on YouTube or even at my end. Need to be sensible with Stanley blade here. You don't want to have a public accident. So, there we go. Okay, so what we have here. You see it? So this is a joke as far as how they've packaged this. Right, so this is an Amazon monitor arm, and you would have thought they would have put all the screws and stuff, but what they've done is I've got screws flying about the box here. Oh, an A7, right, okay. I think I've seen that one before. My wife's got a Samsung tablet, she's got one of the, I think it's it's maybe an A7 or something like that. Right, so, this is a monitor arm. It's they've not exactly done a good job here, have they? If you're watching Amazon, they've not done a good job. Right, so that's empty now. So this monitor arm is normally like £110 or 105. Now I picked it up for I picked it up for 64 or something because of the warehouse discount. And they said that it had some scrapes and some imperfections. And you can see that it does. Now I'll take this stuff out first just to get this out of the way. You can see that it does. So if I bring over my overhead camera, I'll show you the parts that we have here. So this is the monitor arm, and just looking at it here, look at this. I mean, that is solid. Now I bought one of these before and I returned it because it was garbage. And this is the one that everyone recommends. Now, it's not the best, like the best of the best. Some of these Ergotron monitor arms are like 150, 200 and all that. I was actually thinking about buying 2 or 3 of the good ones. And, you know, the way that I was thinking, my mindset was buy it once, never have to buy it again. And even if I switch lots of monitors, these monitor arms can be used in many different ways, for many different years, sorry. But this one here, the Amazon Basics one, they've basically just stole the design from one of these top companies. I think the Ergotron one. And yeah, it gets lots of great reviews. The reason I took a punt with this was I thought, well, I might as well just buy it second hand, and then, you know, I can see where we go from there. So, looking at here, I'll pull this over and I'll show you what I've got here, what was in the box. You know, there is every chance that one of those screws got missing there. That's something I'll need to watch out for, because all these screws were just flying about the box. And you know what it's like with something like this? You would go back to Amazon and say, look, there were screws missing, send me the screws, and they would say, just send everything back. And you have to then take it off your monitor, and yeah, not easy. So I'll switch the overhead camera. So this is the main part, the one that clamps to your desk. We've got this part here, which I assume is for around here. Yes. Now, of course, like there's no manual here, but I could download one. But you can see that's an Amazon cover. I mean, it's a cover for the cables. You can see there's not a lot to this here as far as how it all goes. And we've also got the actual arm part with the Visa mount. So you've got 75mm here, and then you've got 100 as well. So most monitors tend to use the 100 by 100 Visa mount system. But yeah, it's got both. Now, there are some scrapes about this, and I really don't care, because it's going to be behind the desk. And if this really bothered me, I would just use a little black marker pen and colour it in. So £65, yeah, I don't mind it being a little bit scraped. So also we've got all the different parts here, and we didn't even seal it up. Why didn't, like, not even a bit of sellotape, not even a little bit of sellotape, so that these things weren't flying about the place. As far as, you know, there's a few Allen keys and all that. I don't know if everything's here that needs to be here. If any screws are missing though, I don't think it's going to be a deal breaker, because I live close to a home base and a B&Q and stuff. I can turn up to the shop and I should be able to buy something to get this working. Hopefully I don't have to do that, and if it comes to that, I'll have to return it. But yes, I will have to refer to the manual though to get this working, I suspect. So yes, that's the Amazon monitor arm. I'll show this in another video down the line when I actually get a chance to put it together later on. Hey Ultra. I've got no idea if everything is there at this point. I'm hoping it is, but we'll see. But I'll put this back in here, I'll put it to the side, and then I'll have a look at the monitor arm itself. Now, again, this is first impressions. I've not put this together, but what is clear right away is that this is well made. It's pretty heavy, and I really do like this clamp. I mean, this clamp is huge, although it's not actually moving here, is it? See? Ah, there we go. I was going the wrong way. You're going the wrong way! So the idea is, you screw it in like that. I don't know if you can see that, guys. I mean, okay, so that's, I'm going the wrong way again. You think I would learn my lesson. It's going the opposite way of what you would think it would go. Okay, so it's tightening up there. So there's a few bits, obviously, that I need to, you know, kind of look at, but the idea is this would go on here. Like that. But it's not going on. What's going on here? There must be a... It's quite a tight connection, that, actually. That's quite tight. Alright, okay. I think you need to wind it down like this. Ah, right, okay. So who needs a manual? Who needs a manual? So this is it, guys. This is how this monitor arm works. Obviously, I need to put this together, and I need to attach it to my monitor and stuff like that. It does look quite good though, as far as how it works, etc. It certainly feels more solid than what I've had in the past. One of the things you have to always bear in mind with these kind of things though is that they're not really designed for being at the wall. So if your monitor's right against the wall, this isn't going to work, because you've got a good 30 centimeters or so behind it for this to do what it does. Here, and again, I only know this because I did have one of these before, but here is the Allen key, and you'll loosen this, and then this will allow this to go up and down and things like that. I don't think anything's missing at this point. I'll have to refer to the manual and check it out, but fingers crossed it's all okay. This is something that technically I don't even know if I need this anymore, because the way that I have my desk set up now, that goes in there, the way that I have my desk set up now, I don't know if it's 100% necessary that I have this, but I'll give it a try. It was more of a punt. It's £64, and I realise it's, you know, there are ones that are cheaper, but that's, you know, normally sells at like, what was that, more than 50% more than that. So any preference as to what I open next, guys? Now, what I will say, this, in fact, that's the wrong one. This one here, the Elgato HD60S, this is something I did a detailed review about last year, and I did video tests, I did a gaming stream and all that. I stopped using it with my games, and I went back to the HD60S without the plus. There was no plus. But the reason I kind of swapped it around is because I'm now using it to power this camera. The one that you're using right now is being powered with this. So what I'm going to do is use this one to power my overhead camera here, and this one will start recording games. Now this is good from a gaming point of view because it allows me to record 4K at 60, but it also has pass-through, which means if I'm playing Call of Duty at 240Hz or 144Hz, I can pass that through and it still records at 1080p 60. And the reason why recording is limited to 1080p 60 is because of YouTube. YouTube limits the frame rates. They don't allow you to stream or record at these higher frame rates yet. It's, you know, basically anything up to 60 is okay, and then, yeah, you're kind of limited. You should buy an Amazon returns box crate, but it can be expensive. How much are those, Ultra? See if I can take the sticker off without destroying everything. Yay, that wasn't too bad. How much are those, Ultra? How much are those crates? I'm sure I heard someone talking about them before, but I've never seen them. Never seen them listed. Never really explored that. Okay, so I've got one of these before. So yeah, I know what to expect with this. You need to bid on a litigious. Where am I getting litigious from? From a liquidator's website or something, right? Okay. So like I said, I can show you these things today, but obviously because it's live, I'm not going to be testing it live because it would involve me running around to the back of the computer and plugging things in. But I just want to quickly see the conditions and stuff like that. So this still retails at 100. In fact, I'll find it for you. Elgato. So this retails at £178. Now, when I bought this from the Amazon warehouse, I was very conscious of the fact that this could drop in price, because if you look at the 4K 60 Pro, which is over there, that's 145, which is without doubt a better device. It can, it's got more capabilities, it can, it's got more power, etc. But the HD60S Plus is still £178. So I kept thinking it's going to drop in price, it's going to go down to like 130 or something. But it didn't, and I took the risk and I bought it from Amazon warehouse. So I paid for this instead of 178, and I think I bought this at launch and I think I paid 170. But here I paid 122. So the way that I'm looking at it, this is not a long-term solution for me, but the way that I'm looking at it is that, in fact, I can show you this from overhead camera. The way that I'm looking at this is that I could use this for 6 months or a year, and if I do find a better solution for my overhead camera, then I can easily switch. I can sell this on eBay. It's still going to be popular. It's still a capable device. So this is it. For those of you who don't know, I can maybe zoom down a little bit. Let's zoom down. So this is the Elgato HD60S, S Plus, sorry. Now, in comparison to the other one here, the 460, was going to say the 4K 60 Pro, I was missing out the K. The 4K 60 Pro is a better device, but it does have to go inside your PC. This is a little bit more versatile in that, yes, it can't do 60 and it doesn't have the same pass-through options. You can do 4K at 30 or 1080p at 60, which is what most people use if you're recording games. But this is a little bit more versatile because you can use this with a laptop. So, you know, this just is a little bit more flexible. And previously I was using a couple of, I'll show you. Oops, I'm standing over my monitor arm now. So previously I was using these. So these are Mazewell capture cards. I've got the first generation and the second generation. These can capture kind of above 1080p, so it's like, I don't know what you would call it, full HD plus 1.1 or something like that. These are fantastic, and these are better at capturing things, I would say generally, than the old 1080p capture cards. So if you're looking to just capture your camera, I would say this is a better option than Elgato's. It sends more bandwidth and the colours and everything's just better. But the reason that I like this HD6S Plus, and the reason I've now got two of them for this camera and my overhead, the reason I switched is because it has not only an in, but it has an out. And what that means is for these cameras, I can sync an HDMI cable from both of these cameras and perhaps put them to like screens above my monitor here, which basically means I can see all cameras and see what they're doing, which is not something I could see before without going into OBS. Cables, I've got these little, I'll show you here. The cables here, they've lost the cable ties and they've just got this here. It looks like the original cables, so that's all good. I don't know, I mean, this might end up coming in sale anyway, but it looks like I'm okay with that purchase. It doesn't look like I've been scammed by Amazon Warehouse. And there are a lot of scams out there, guys. You've heard all these stories of people, opening up graphics cards and they've got, something else there. So we've just looked at the Elgato HD6S Plus. Hey Ed, this is like a dream live stream for me. That's good, Ed. Well, I've just opened the HD6S Plus. Now we've got the 4K 60 Pro. One of the reasons that I wanted to do this as well, Ed, and anyone else who's watching, one of the reasons that I wanted to do this live unboxing is because I've already unboxed the HD6S Plus. This is like a year old now. This particular version is like a year old at this point. Well, it should be if they've sent me the right version. It should be the Mark II. I don't know if this says it on the box somewhere. This should be the Mark II. It better be because that's what I've paid for. Yeah, it is because it's got HDR. The original version didn't have HDR, but this one, if you look at it, see what it says, ultra quality. This side it says ultra quality HDR. There was two versions of this. This is the second. But the reason I wanted to do this live is I've already covered the HD6S Plus. This has been covered by everyone, so yeah, it's not like I'm showing you anything new. This has been out for a year or so, so it's not like I'm going to get a ton of views for doing an unboxing. I mean, I can do a video of it. And this is something I've reviewed before as well. This is 2 terabyte. This isn't Amazon Warehouse. This is brand new. It's going inside my PC. It's going to live inside the PC. But yeah, nothing here really screamed out that I had to do a live unboxing. It's not like unboxing a new iPhone where for like, oh, what does it look like? These things have been done before. So what have we got here? Where's it taped? For the life of me, all right, okay. That's the thing about a live unboxing. Normally I can edit out all my mistakes or, totally remove all the mistakes and all the edits and stuff. Which one's that, Ed? See, I've still got for games. I've still got the Elgato HD60S, but I'll maybe remove that. I'll maybe sell it. Because I'm going to have I sold a capture card today. I sold another capture card 2 weeks ago or something. I only get like £30 for it, for the one today. But the Mazewell ones and that, I'll probably end up selling them because I'm not using them. It's good to have one or two spare from a YouTuber's point of view. Just because if it means if I'm filming downstairs, I don't want to start messing with my main setup. I'd rather use a different device. Oh, it's actually called the Elgato Game Capture HD. Sorry, I thought you were summarising. Am I selling it via eBay? I sold one of them via eBay. The older ones I might end up selling. See, I've been really bad. I've been really bad with selling on eBay because it used to frustrate the hell out of me because of, you know, people who bought, a lot of people, one, they've got unrealistic expectations of new devices, and two, there's a lot of scammers and stuff out there as well. And I got screwed over with a couple of things a few years ago, just with returns and stuff. And it happened again recently. Recently, I switched my audio interface to the Zoom F8, which I don't think, can you see? It's basically just out of shot. It's here. This is it. This is my new, well, I bought it about a year ago, but I've started using it as my main audio interface. So I sold my other one. It was perfect. And I sold it to a guy in Manchester. And then he said it didn't work. He said it cracked and popped. And I was like, well, let me see it in a video. I'll help you set it up, which I shouldn't have to do. But I didn't want the guy to send it back. But anyway, sold it to the guy, and he eventually came on video and he's like, I've already boxed it up. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. I'm like, what do you mean it doesn't work? Plug it in and I'll show you it works. He's like, no, I'm moving. And eventually I was like, right, okay, send it back. Because I knew if he went to PayPal or whatever, I would be screwed. So he sent it back and I tested it. Worked perfectly, absolutely perfectly. Like I knew it did because I'd used it and it was perfect. And then he sent me a thank you message saying, many thanks for the return. I understand why you took postage and packaging off because it worked. And then he said, basically he admitted it. He said, oh, it worked perfect. It was amazing. But I bought it for my friend and my friend didn't want it anymore. I'm like, so you deal with a lot of idiots like that. Hey, for the sins. What's the purple light bar thing in the background? It's just a little on-camera LED light. Which one do you want to see? Purple or green? Which one do you want to see? The grossing crash for the F1? No, I didn't see it. I was like, we were watching, I had lunch with the wife in the house, and then we were watching other things, and I didn't see that. Oh, both? I'll show you one of them now. I'll show you this one. So I'll show you this one first. So I've reviewed both of these I've reviewed both of them. It's just to give the background a little bit of colour, but that's it there. And I really do need to get lights. I do need to get lights. And I can change the colour. It's maybe easier if I do this here. You can kind of see what's going on. You can make it flashing. You can do everything. Basically, it's just to give a little bit of background colour as far as lighting goes. You know, this isn't my permanent light solution, by the way, guys. This is just, you know, what I've got just now. Now, I've got two of these. I've got the older version of this, the G1, and this is the G1S. But I keep them plugged in. The reason being, as you'd expect, I keep them plugged in just so that the battery doesn't die during the stream and then, you know, the lights look off. I've did videos about both of those guys. If you check my channel, you'll find it. The Pixel G1S or the Pixel G1. Really good. But they're not my permanent lighting solution. What I'm hoping to do, I'm probably going to add some storage at the back because I accumulate so many boxes and I've been putting things in the floor and stuff. It's a mess. I might get like some storage in the background here, and then I can put some lights on top, and yeah, it's going to look like that. That's good. He survived though, guys. That is good. Right, I'm going to get back on topic. This is the box, 4K 60 Pro, and you can see that it does offer 240Hz pass-through, and it's a PCI Express card. And again, I won't know if this works until I actually put it in my computer and I test it, which is not going to happen on this live stream because it means that I'll need to stop the live stream. Oh, this actually looks better than, I don't know what's going on up there right enough, but this is it here. Oops, this little cardboard bit has fell off here. But in fact, I'll go to the overhead camera. It's probably easier to show you that. Improving audio, G1S, great value of life. If you left it plugged in, the overheat symbol appears. I've not had that, Steve. I've not had, I've did streams where it's like 2 or 3 hours long, and I've had that on for like 5 hours recording, and I've not had any problems. Touch wood. Okay, let's zoom in. Zoom down to see the 4K 60 Pro. So, the fact that this is still, you know, this is packaged up this way makes me think, well, hopefully it's in good condition. I mean, it could have just been the box, which has been damaged here. One of the first things you should know about this is the size. Now, you know, comparing it to that, it's not that much bigger. But obviously that's a USB solution. But the thing that's surprising about this to me is its size. I mean, this is really small. This is really small. The annoying thing for me is this is an X4 card. I really would have liked it to have been an X1. It would have just, you know, gave me some more options. And I'm not sure why it's not an X1. Well, I do kind of know, like an X1, correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. An X1 can do, is it 1 gigabit per second? Or is it 1 gigabit? It's 1 gigabit per second, isn't it? That's right. I think that's right, 1 gigabit per second. I don't know. I guess they'll do another version of this 4K 60 Pro HDR 360Hz. Yeah, I'm sure. Well, that's another. I suspect this is on sale just now because I suspect it's on sale because they are going to release a new version. But it's really small here. Now, I think this does like 140 megabits or megabytes. Right, I'm going to check the website. I remember looking at this though and I thought, why didn't they just make this an X1? Because the original was X1, but I suspect they needed a little bit more bandwidth, which is probably why they've made it an X4. I think it was 140 megabytes per second, and 1 gigabit per second is what, 125? So we've got, I've got this for the front of the PC, which, is that going in focus? Yes. So this is like the little part for the back of my PC, which is obviously go over. Thanks, Steve. Yeah. Oh, so what else we've got here? I should really be doing this with the overhead camera. So there's what's underneath. We've got an HDMI cable. I'll probably use my own. I mean, I'm not a fan of these kind of HDMI cables. I always find they're quite, yeah, basic. But I mean, it looks like the original cable. It doesn't look like it's been touched. So everything seems okay there. But later on, I'll maybe start making these upgrades myself. I'll start upgrading them, put them in the PC, etc. So I've not tried this yet. I haven't tried this. Still in the box, but yeah, likewise, I think I've done okay. So just for some perspective here, the 4K 60 Pro normally retails 215, 210, you know, that kind of price range in the UK. It's been selling for 145 on Amazon UK, which I think is an amazing price for this device. And if you've got a spare X4, X8 slot, I'm sure your X16 has been used with your graphics card, but if you've got a spare X4 or X8 and you're looking to capture your camera or game footage, I would say this is the one you should go for if you're not using that slot for anything else. I was honestly tempted to buy 2 or 3 of these, but I just don't have the slots for that in my PC, and I'd have to have spent like basically several hundred on an external chassis to accommodate that, which negates the point of buying it in the first place because you as well going up to the Pro gear. But yeah, I thought it was a really good price, but I decided to be a little bit stingy and I paid 102 for it because it was like new. Basically just said the packaging was damaged and I don't know, maybe someone's returned it. It's the sort of thing where people would return something like that simply because they don't know how to use it. You know, this might have worked. Someone might have returned this because it did work, but they're like, I don't need this anymore, or I don't know how to work it. But it looks new, so it looks like I've saved myself 40 quid. Rather have it in my pocket than theirs, eh? Are you a Celtic or a Rangers fan? Well, I'm a Celtic fan. My name's Muldoon. I come from Irish heritage, but I come from mixed heritage, if I'm honest. My mum's Protestant, my dad's Catholic. So I guess I could have went either way. But yeah, I mean, I went to Catholic school when I was younger, so all my friends were Celtic fans. I used to be a season ticket holder years ago, but I don't go anymore. Thanks, Ed. The Virgin Media Hub 4 is out. The 1 gigabit Wi-Fi is finally in London. That's pretty cool. Building a new PC and debating whether to try an AMD processor. Does anyone recommend AMD? I would say at the moment, don't get me started, Ed. I watched the end of it. It was terrible. It was horrific. But fair play to Ross County. You know, they deserved it. I would agree with Ultra right now. I mean, I think bang for your buck, Until we see what Intel do next and all that, I would say AMD is who you should buy right now. AMD, all the way. Buy one of their 5000 series cards, CPUs, sorry. Buy one of the 5000 series of CPUs. Yeah, I would say that's the way to go. And I suspect if you look at websites like PC Specialist and, you know, what's it called? I was going to say Cyberdyne Systems. That's from Terminator 2. Is it Cyber Power Systems? Websites like that, Overclockers, etc. I suspect a lot of those PC builder type companies here in the UK anyway, they will start using AMD more than Intel. Saying that AMD is better than Intel, it's a kind of loaded question because it doesn't really tell you the full story, because it really does depend on chip versus chip. And you could say, well, that's better for chip, you know, than that chip because it's the same performance and it's half the price. But then if you're buying something and it's refurbished or it's second hand and you're getting it for the same price, then, you know, you have to really factor price into it. And I've spoken about this a lot, but this is one of my pet hates with a lot of YouTubers, is that whenever they talk about anything, an expensive Google phone or iPhone or an expensive laptop, they don't even talk about price and they don't talk about how much value you're getting, which is, you know, a little bit annoying. But I suppose if they're getting it sent for free, they don't care. Right, next. So next up, this is item number, I guess, 4 technically, because we looked at the monitor arm. So this is the 970 Evo Plus. And this is really impressive. So I know about this already because my D drive is what I'm using for right now. So if I can, see if I can get this, see if I can show you, let's see if I can show you what I've got here. Right. Window capture. Where is my window explorer? Delete multiple items. Right, that's not what I'm going to show you. Where is... So I want to show you my... Oh, it's on OBS recordings, that's why... It's hard to... There we go. So, so just to kind of show you this in front of my face here, which is not too bad, but... so I've got my C drive here, so that one there... In fact, I'll go up to my PC area. So one of the reasons I wanted to do this upgrade, right, is I've got Samsung Evo drives in this PC. Now, that one there... the C drive is a 960 Evo from a few years ago. It's still great, but it's 256, which you can see I've got 40 gigabytes left. So I was always looking to upgrade that. So what I'm going to do is this, which is a Samsung Evo 970 Evo Plus, which is basically this. That's a 1 terabyte version of that, the D drive. I'm going to use that as the C drive. So that's going to be, I'm going to copy all those files to another hard drive. Then I'm going to format it, and then I'm going to clone the C drive to this D drive. And then this will become my new D drive. This will be where I put games. It's where I'll edit files, video files, and all that. Also there is a Samsung T5, but I can take that out. And just to kind of show you, I've kind of got a Frankenstein setup here with hard drives, which is why I was looking at NAS storage. This has got another NVMe drive inside it. There's like a 512 in there. And I've also got the 1 terabyte Samsung T5, which there's a T7 out. Speeds on the T7 are much better. Anyway, that's my long and boring story about why I purchased a 2 terabyte one. Basically, I'm trying to upgrade my C drive. And yeah, it was so I picked this up £230 or so from Amazon Germany. It came today. What AMD's processors would you recommend? Sorry for the delay, guys. When I go on a rant, I sometimes go behind in the comments. What AMD processors would you recommend? Good experiences. Well, I've got an i7 8700K, and at the consumer level, generally speaking, the i3s are in the budget. i5 is probably where the most value is, but then i7 is where, you know, if you're video editing or doing anything, you want a little bit more power, i7 is where it's at. And obviously, you do get an i9 CPU as well. In certain situations, it is better going for the i5, by the way, because, for example, with my Surface Pro, well, I say my Surface Pro, the wife's got it now, but I opted for the i5 because it was fanless, whereas the i7 wasn't. So there's certain situations like that where it's worth taking a hit in performance if the fans aren't going to be, you know, kicking in. As far as which one you go, I think I'll just kind of sums it up. What's your budget? By the way, Kev, congrats on getting married. Cheers, mate. Thank you. £800 for the PC overall, Ultra. Right, I can have a look at that after this. We can see what PCs are there. The Ryzen 5, 3400, 3600. Yeah, I mean, the hardest thing just now, Ultra will tell you this as well, the hardest thing just now with Ryzen chips is that they're kind of sold out everywhere. I've been looking at the 5850X for my main PC, and I'll probably end up spending about £1,000 or so on the motherboard and CPU bundle. But video and audio and picture editing, light gaming too. Right, so like a general purpose one. One thing to remember, Ed, like I would look at reviews and look at comparisons, but one thing to remember about the AMD chips is that a lot of the chips, unlike Intel, they don't have integrated graphics. Now, it's kind of a non-issue most of the time anyway, because you're sticking a GPU in, but just be aware of that. They don't have integrated graphics, so when you put it in, you will have to have the graphics card in there as well. Just something worth pointing out. So, not very exciting this, but I'll show you what's inside the box here. And I will put this into my PC later. There's a lot of good companies here as far as hard drives go. You know, I have looked at Sabrin and Crucial and a few other companies, but I just came back to Samsung because I've had so much luck with them. But you can also say I do get a 5-year warranty as well. I've never had to use it though because Samsung give you their Magician software. The Magician software lets you. Let me see if I can show you this. Is it running right now? I think it is. Yeah. So I'm going to go off on a tangent again, but I want to show you this. So one of the reasons I like this as well is Samsung Magician. So the good thing about Samsung Magician is you can basically look at your drives and you can see the 960 EVO. And this is the one I was talking about. This is my C drive, is good. And you can see 15.2 terabytes has been written. And the other one is the 960. I thought that was a 970 I had there. Oh, I'm getting mixed up. The 970 EVO that I've got is actually in my laptop over there. It's in my laptop right over there, which kind of changes what I'm doing here because I might stick this 2 terabyte as the main C drive then. I might stick this as the main, because I'd like the performance for the C drive. So yeah, 9.8 terabytes. So it's good. It tells you the condition. It tells you how everything is. I thought one of those was a 970. Looks like I'm wrong there. Anyway, back to the overhead camera. And here we go. Nothing else in the box, but this is it. Like I said, I do have a 1 terabyte version of this. It's on my gaming laptop over there. And now you can see me fidgeting about with the box. Normally you can edit this stuff out, but not live. So there it is there. It's beautiful. Let me just get this up to the camera. So that's it there. That's my 970 EVO Plus. Now obviously the 980 is coming out, which is PCI Express 4. That's the next generation. I mean, in theory you should see these coming down in price. I saw someone in Hot UK Deals say that today. They said with PCI Express 4 NVMe drives coming out, these should be like half the price next year. I don't think they will, and I don't think we will see prices of NVMe drives like half by next year. The reason being that if they made these too cheap, no one would buy the more expensive Gen 4 ones. So they might drop the price a little bit. Realistically, what, 25% or something like that? I don't think they're going to crash the prices of these because it would just hurt the sales of the Gen 4 ones. The thing with the 5000 series, you'll need the B550 or X570 motherboard for out-of-the-box support, but the downside is it's more expensive. What monitor would anyone recommend as well for the new games consoles? Which console are you getting? It really, I mean, it depends. It depends. This is it, guys. That's it. It's going back in the box now. It depends what you're going to be playing the games at. But if you want to play at the max settings, etc., I suspect Xbox Series X. I'm just going to bring this up just because I've got one more thing to kind of open the box for here. That's Rode microphone, but I want to see the specs here. Okay, what's the specs? I click specs and we've got a picture, right? There's the specs. Where's the specs? I click specs and okay, it's not showing me. I just want to see a list of specifications and it's giving me all this crap. Right, I'm going to just click the back button. I've clicked the wrong thing anyway. It was X I was looking at there, not S. Maybe Wikipedia is my best bet. So Xbox Series X and S. So the S. What can these ones do? I'm basically trying to see what they can do here. Okay, it's intended to render games normally at 1440p with support for a 4K upscaler at 60. Right, so it can do 1440p, although it can go as high at 120 frames at this resolution. So this can do technically 4K at 120 with the upscaler. Is that right? So it's 1440p 120 or 4K 60, but it can upscale to 4K 120. I mean, reading that, it sounds like 1440p 120 is the sweet spot. So the good news for you, Ed, is that monitors at 4K 144 are I say relatively cheap, but you know, you're talking between 250 and 400 now for a good 1440p 144 Hz monitor. You could obviously get more than that, but it would be kind of wasted if all your gaming is going to be on the Xbox Series S. Right guys, so I've got the last thing to show you. The last thing. Number 5. So the last thing I want to show you is this. And again, I will not be actually testing it because that would be a pain. Although technically I could just plug it in and then we see how we go on. But this is the Rode Videomic Ntg, and I have wanted this since it came out, but I didn't buy it just because I had the Shure VP83, which is currently on eBay to be sold. But yeah, it was a minor upgrade for me, I would say. It is an upgrade, but it's not like night and day with what I had already. But there's a lot of cool features with this. It can be charged with USB Type-C. It's got a lithium-ion battery in there. It's got a 3.5mm cable which can connect to your phone or your camera. So you don't have to have a TRS and a TRRS cable separately, which is what I've got with my other microphones. You have to have both cables, one for the camera, one for your phone. It is tip ring sleeve and tip ring sleeve all combined in one. But this can be plugged into your laptop and just used, or your computer, and just be used as a regular microphone. It can put on top of your camera, it can be put on top of your phone, your action camera. It's quite a versatile little thing, and it's got a high pass filter. And it also has, what else did it have? There's something else it had. What's the other button for? See if it says on here. Precision gain control. Yes, that's the other thing. You can actually, if you connect to your computer via USB Type-C, you can use the 3.5mm connection to monitor so that you can hear what's going on. So where am I monitoring? So the idea being that you could plug in headphones like that and hear what audio's like, which is quite important actually. Don't forget Cyber Monday. How could we forget about Cyber Monday Ultra? Because I've been holding back for it a little bit because the kind of deals kind of dried up a little bit, I thought, on Friday and Saturday. There wasn't any good deals, I thought, for monitors. Certainly none that jumped out. And some of the deals that we saw early in the week, they bumped the prices back up. So I'm hoping there's going to be a good monitor tomorrow. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a monitor too, Ed. So but hit me up on Twitter, Ed. If you're unsure about a monitor, I'll give you my honest opinion whether I like it or I don't like it. My phone died, so I'm going to go back and listen to what you just said. Do you want me to just stay silent for 3 minutes and then you can skip ahead? The Rode Video Micro is amazing. Do I have it here? Do I? I think I do, but where is it? Where is my Rode Video Micro? It is here somewhere. There it is. There it is here, just for you, Steve. This is it. This is it, the Rode Video Micro in all its glory. So I had the Shure VP83, right? So this retails about £50, £40.50 or something in the UK. Same in America. I've had this for years, and I had the Shure VP83, which smashed this out of the park. It was a bigger, you know, it was kind of like this size. Much better microphone, much better audio quality. But the reason I'm selling that one and not this one is because this one is versatile. This one is smaller, and this one doesn't require a battery. This will just draw the power from your camera or your phone. It basically uses next to no energy. And, you know, this is where the practicality of choosing a mic sometimes come in, because there's been times where I've recorded videos with that other one where the battery was dead, or, you know, something happened, I didn't click the switch on and I lost all the audio, whereas with something like this, it just simplifies it. You know, and again, this comes down to what I was saying earlier, and I know I'm banging on about this and I'm being a little bit boring about it, but price is a factor. Steve saying this is a fantastic mic, it's amazing, I agree. But it's relevant to what you pay. I think for the money you pay, this is amazing, it's versatile, but it's not amazing when you compare it to this. Audio quality wise, it's not going to be as good, but you know, that's to be expected. This is much more expensive. So for bang for your buck, there's not many microphones that will do better than this. Ntg is a step up, yes. I think I've mentioned this in the last live stream, but I'm probably going to go for the Xbox Series X, I think. How do you open this without destroying everything? Oh, that's annoying that you can't do that. Maybe it's the bottom. Oh, it's the bottom. It looks like this is the bottom that comes out. That's a bit weird. Or you tear the top. Or maybe just open it from the bottom. I think I'm going to go for the Xbox Series X. And it's nothing to do with specs or features or games or anything. It's just because that's where my friends are. You know, I had the PlayStation 2, 3, and 4. I've always been I've not been against Xbox. I've played on Xbox in my friends' houses and stuff like that. I've always liked it. I've never really understood this whole Xbox sucks, PlayStation sucks thing. But the reason I'm gravitating towards that is because I've got friends on the platform. It just makes it easier to, you know, do that. Play with your friends and stuff. I don't want my friends to disappear. Right. So, does this slide down? Is this going to slide down? Here we go. So, just to show you, by the way, what I was trying to do there, and like I said, I try to keep boxes nice just from a resale point of view. This part here doesn't open. Well, it does open, but it's like, if I take this out, it's going to stick down, it's going to be a mess, whereas down the bottom, yeah, so it looks like this is where you open it, down the bottom. It's weird, you know, see now, I used to just buy stuff and rip it open, but now I'm always thinking, no, what will this be like when I sell it later? So nothing else in my box, nothing else up my sleeve. And this is how it's all packaged. So to give you some perspective on this. So again, I'm using UK prices here. Good old UK prices, but I mean, oh, what's going on here? I just lost my monitor because I bumped. I just lost my monitor there, my second monitor. You guys still hear me okay? Everything okay? Stream is okay? I knocked my piece. I really need to move that monitor position. I knocked that PC and for some reason the monitors come off. Yeah, everything okay, that's good. I panicked there because I just nudged my PC because it's down here, it's too close now. Give me 2 seconds, guys, 2 seconds. I will connect this back up. Why is that? I think I need to go back round to the back of this and disconnect and reconnect. Right, I have back in. Has that worked? No, it hasn't. What is going on? I don't know what's going on there. So I'll show you I don't want to interrupt this unboxing, guys, for, you know, something messing up here. But I have totally lost that monitor as far as I'm not being able to use it, to the point where it's been disabled. And it's plugged in. That's weird. That is totally weird. I don't know what happened there. So I'll show you what I'm seeing here, guys. I'll just show you what I'm seeing. If I just jump to, what am I jumping to here? This one. So that's my monitor, right? So I had the browser here, right? I had the browser, but it's went completely off, like completely. I was pushing the connections in, so basically I've got the power cable and I've got the HDMI cable and stuff, but it just went completely off there. It's not recognised at all. Fingers crossed this is something which will be resolved as soon as I reset the PC and stuff, but that's weird because I really didn't touch anything connected to it, and yet it's completely off. See what happens when you go live, guys? I can't edit this stuff. Right, look up Oxford Circus PlayStation on Google and there's something really savage. No worries. Well, you don't want to miss Enchilada Night, mate. You don't miss Enchilada Night. Go into display settings and see if you can re-enable it. It's not even showing the light on. You know, down the bottom here, it's not showing the light. So I don't think that's the issue. It's only showing one display now instead of two. It's okay, it's not a big thing, guys. I'll get it sorted. I don't think this is a major issue as far as... Well, in fact, what it could be... Aha! I've got it back! Right, so know what it was. When I nudged my PC there, I have nudged my plug very slightly. And it was enough to cause this, right? So don't get too freaked out here, guys. I'm trying to show you underneath my PC again. So what happened was I knocked the side here, right? I just kind of nudged it. And I thought I nudged the PC and it stopped. But the mega plug, now this is the perfect place for it. The only problem is sometimes because of gravity, sometimes the plug kind of just pulls away. And I just nudged it ever so slightly. But when I looked down, it looked like everything was okay. But then when I looked, like, you know, kind of got more at eye level, I saw that it wasn't plugged in 100%. So yes, that is what happened there. That is what the panic was, but you can see it's back on now. So yes, I didn't destroy my monitor. I just had an on-screen live incident. I had a moment. Right, all things are back to normal there. So what I was trying to do before I had a mishap there was show you that the Rode, or the Radihi, I don't know why it's like that there, it's £219 in the UK, and it's a kind of similar price around the world, about the $250 mark around the world. But I picked it up. This is from Amazon Warehouse. I picked this up for £150, about £149 after the 30% off. And again, I took a risk, but I think it's a risk that's paid off, because looking at it, it kind of looks okay. But I better, can I just say, when I put this back in, it's going to be an absolute nightmare trying to remember how this works. But yes, I will get this open. This is like a big jigsaw. This just opens like that. Okay. So, I don't think this has actually been opened. I really don't think this has been opened. So this is the Rode Videomic Ntg, and honestly, guys, I don't think this has been opened. I think just the box, maybe someone opened it and returned it, I don't know, but it doesn't look like it's been touched at all. And you know that yourself, it's horrific trying to get these cables back in and have it all like that. So it looks like it's new. So I've got a USB type, let me see if we can get this zoomed in for you. What we have here is Type C to Type A, so that's for charging. And then we've got the standard, well, it's a 3.5 to 3.5, but this is TRS and TRRS combined. It's all combined. It's in one little fantastic cable. And this is quite a short cable, which is to be expected because, you know, this is going to be sitting on top of your phone and top of your camera. And, you know, there's a lot of situations where a long cable is desirable. You do want a long cable to stretch, you know, headphones and stuff like that. But not for something like this. This is where a short cable is better because it means that you don't have a long cable dangling around. I'll just zoom out a little bit and I'll show you. Obviously you get the manual and stuff here. There's nothing else. I don't think. No, there's nothing else there. Quite a weird way that they've set that up. But yes, I've got a Type C cable there. We've got this, which will plug in I assume here. And then this will sit on your camera. So the foam windshield goes out, that's the actual mic. And yeah, you've got the Rycote or the Rycote shock mount there. But you can see the high pass filter, that's a pad. So that's like a decibel pad where you can drop it by 10 or 20 decibels. So you probably don't need to use that for smartphones, this option here. You probably won't have to use that for smartphones. Where that comes in handy is, I'll show you where it comes in handy. I can show you. I need to run at the back of the PC again because I wasn't organised for this. So, if I show you this. So, what frequently happens, this is my Fujifilm X-T4, which I'm actually tempted to sell now because I haven't been using it and it feels like a waste to buy a £1,500 camera and not use it. But the idea is obviously you set your NTG above, you'll have it on like this, and this is what your camera will look like. This is the final, you know, look. This is what it's going to look like. This is the pro setup here, and it's just going to plug into the side of the camera here. And you can see the cable isn't too long. So here we go, mic. And I need to obviously tighten this up. Once it's on, you get the cold zoom out, tighten it up, and we're good to go. Like that. So that's the look. This is how it's going to look. And what I'll try and do this week, guys, is I will do a video about this, but I don't want to do a video where I don't have a clue about how this works. I should really spend a week or so playing around with it, and then I'll give you my thoughts on it. But I'll take it back off just for a second. I just want to show you an overhead camera. Again, if I get this out, there we go. So you've got your high pass filter, so that will affect, you know, what's actually recorded. Hopefully it'll cut out some, well, high pass filters I think is normally for kind of like background noise and stuff. What you've got here is the -20 decibel pad. Now the reason that's there is sometimes when a signal comes from a camera, or it could be from a smartphone, but in my experience, smartphones are normally okay, it's a camera. The signal's quite hot, and by hot that means that, well, basically the signal, the amplitude is quite high, which means that there's a greater risk of peaking, which means you're into the red, which where you get all this kind of weird distortion, you know, because the audio's kind of getting cut off. So you can apply a -20 pad. Now, the good thing about this, I believe, is that, and again, I'll need to check this and read it more about it and try it, but you can actually do 2 recordings. You can do 2 audio recordings. One is recorded at its regular audio level, and the second one is recorded with the -20 pad, -20 decibel pad. I don't know what that middle option is, I'll need to check that, but the idea with the -20 decibel, you know, having 2 audio recordings is that if you find that your primary audio recording doesn't work, or you're peaking and you're clipping a lot and you're getting all that distortion, you can use the backup one that has -20 decibels and you've still got audio that you can work with. Down at the bottom as well, and this seems really, I really do like the way this works. Down at the bottom here, you've got the gain level, and it goes all the way up to 15. Beyond 11, anything over 11 is good. No, that's not the volume, that's the gain level. So think about, this is how much volume your microphone will have. It's not see, volumes are different. Volume is what you hear it at, and you can dial the volume up on anything. This is really the gain level. So the stronger the gain level is, the more you'll pick up, but you have to get that right. You need to mess about with the settings. Too low, you're not going to pick up someone's voice. Too high, and you might pick up unwanted noise in the background, or it might be too high, or you might get clipping. I believe this flashes red and stuff if you don't, if it is too high. I just want to show you there. You know, you've got your high pass filter, you've got your -20 decibel pad. That's obviously the power button there as well, and you've got your gain level. This is how you connect to your camera. But if you choose to connect to your laptop using this Type-C port, and again, this is one of the reasons I wanted this mic, is because I can use it on my camera, my smartphone, and with my laptop. But if you do connect to your laptop using this Type-C connection, you can plug in your headphones here, and you can hear what you're doing. And, you know, and that's the thing, if you're recording, if you're going to be traveling or something, what it means is you can take your camera, you can take this mic, you can take it off, and then just hold it, or you can set it on a tripod, and then you can you know, do a live stream or something. This is mint condition. I've saved myself about £65, so I'm a happy chappy. It looks good, but again, you need to kind of try it out. You need to try it out to see exactly how it works and, you know, what's it all about, etc. But I think that's me, guys. That's me opened 5 different things here. I've opened 5 different things. That's me. This is the cable, and the cable is 1 meter. I've actually worked this out now. So see my new desk. I think my new desk is 160 centimeters, and I now know that when I kind of stretch a cable out to at this point, I'm like, yep, that's 1 meter. That's about 3.3 feet or something. Does it have a camera mount? Well, that is the camera mount. It's got a cold shoe mount there. You can see it there. So you've got a tripod thread, but it's also a cold shoe mount, which will sit on top of your camera. So it's got everything a man needs, everything a lady needs as well. So there we go. How am I going to get that back in? But yes, I'll need to figure this one out, how that goes back in, but was the box. So yes, this has been the Videomic Ntg. And this is something that I will have to test with my camera. And I am thinking about selling this camera, right? And it's not because I don't like the camera, it's because I'm not using it. And I feel, I don't know, I just feel like I should get a camera that I use more. I don't know whether it goes with something more portable. When I got this, I thought I'll go out more and I'll do more recordings outside and all that. But I'll be honest, I don't like walking about with a camera wherever you're somewhere. Everyone just starts giving you funny looks, and I don't mind it the odd time, but just constantly walking about, talking to the camera, I don't find it fun. But that aside, I don't think it's a major issue if I'm doing it in hill walks and stuff like that. But see, when you're walking about with this and the wind noise and you're dealing with all these kind of audio problems, it just becomes a pain to do that kind of style of recording. So I don't know whether I should just get a smaller camera, just something for about the house, for little shots and just for talking to the camera, etc. How much will you sell it for? I think I'll still get about $1,000 or so for this. And then for the lens, don't know, 300, 400. It's still the latest version from Fujifilm, so it should hold its value. And then I can maybe pick up a different camera. Again, it's not because, I think because it's so expensive and because I'm not using it, I've really not recorded anything with this. I think I've recorded like 3 clips on this in the last 4 months. Granted, a lot of that is because I've moved house and stuff, and you know, I've been doing all that, and that's taken up a lot of my time. But I don't know. I thought I would use this more, and as soon as a new version gets announced, this is going to drop in price like a couple of £100. So it kind of, I don't know. I just feel like I should sell it and then pick up another camera, something smaller. And I do like changing cameras a lot as well. I like getting used bargains and you know, seeing what other cameras are out there. But I might change my mind. If I start using this a lot with this Rode mic, I might completely do a flip-flop, and yes, might be. So from my end, I need to change some things with my setup now. So when I stop the stream, there's a few things I'll need to do. I will need to swap the maze well for this, which will allow me to record at 4K natively, because right now, even when I record 4K, the maze well is actually recording at 1080p, and then I'm just upscaling it. I will need to put this in my computer, and I will need to put in the Samsung Evo drive as well. Now, the reason this is a pain is because I will need to remove my graphics card, remove my I think I need to remove my CPU cooler as well, just to get in there at the M2 slot. So yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. I'm gonna have to open the PC up and sort all that. I'm going to mess about with this. I kind of feel this is surplus to requirements as well, because I've got it set up with, you know, my monitor and all that just now. But what I maybe do is put this on the ultra wide monitor and then see if it helps me moving it back and forth. I don't know. It seems like a good idea to put it on there, and then yeah, I'll see what happens. But I'll need to mess about with it. I'll need to mess about with it. In the next day or so, though, as who was it that pointed? Who was it that pointed it out? I don't know who it was that pointed out, but yes, Cyber Monday is tomorrow, and I think I'm going to wait for a NAS drive just now, just because I've spent so much money over the last 2 weeks. I'll maybe wait on a NAS drive just now, which I kind of need less slightly because I've bought, an extra 2 terabyte storage now. But a monitor is something which I hadn't planned to get, but now the more that I've been kind of, playing around with it and trying different setups, I want a third monitor for game streaming and for doing live streams and just for productivity. It just is so much better. It really is. And I know a lot of people say you don't really need it, and I don't know. I like the idea of a third monitor. So I think that's what I'm going to pick up tonight or tomorrow, depending on what I see available. Vlogging in public will get people giving you some weird ass looks. A little bit. I mean, it's not something I enjoy, if I'm honest. Even when I do like phone reviews and stuff, I try not to do it when I'm around people and people are giving you funny looks and stuff like that. And because you see a lot of people in the background doing all this as well, or the opposite, where they try and get in the shot. But I don't know. I just prefer doing stuff in the house, if I'm honest. I do like getting out there, and I could go out and record footage and stuff. But as far as, hey Ed, how was the enchiladas? I do like recording stuff outside, but just as far as talking to the mic and walking about like you're a superstar, I don't know, maybe it just doesn't fit in with me. Maybe I'm more of an introvert, I don't know. I recommend the Canon 250D. I don't think I've heard of that. No, I don't think that's kind of a step backwards for me, if I'm honest. The compact. The world's lightest DSLR. Nah, I think I'd go with. Nah, it's not much smaller than what I've got already, if I'm honest. I'd probably go for a compact, one of the Sony compacts or one of the Fujifilm kind of smaller ones. I don't know, 20D. I had the Canon M50 for a year or so. I like that, but the thing is, even when you buy a top camera, they're never perfect. There's always something about them you don't like. It doesn't matter what you spend. Canon 20D, is that a bigger one, dude? Mexican cuisine. Yeah, I must admit, I do like Mexican food as well. I think that's quite an older one now. You can pick that up pretty cheap now. Full frame is better for photography, David, but I don't know. I mean, this is still regarded as one of the best options for video recording. That's, all the reviews said, and this is a Micro Four Thirds. And if you look at direct comparisons between this and many full frame cameras, I mean, full frame, it doesn't tell you the full picture. Excuse the pun. It doesn't really paint you the full picture as far as, yes, you're capturing more because of the fuller frame and it's letting in more light and all that, but there's a lot of things, software, the processor, the different things with the lens and all that as well. Sony 6600, yeah, the Sony cameras. I'm recording with a 6500 right now. That's what I'm using just now, which is weird that I'm using an older Sony camera when this is sitting here doing nothing. But that's how I've got it set up just now. Oops, I'm dropping that microphone already. But yeah, I've got a lot of things to kind of set up, guys. That's why I wanted to do all this unboxing. A lot of things to test. And that's the thing. Sometimes, I'll give my opinion on something, but that opinion only comes after messing about and driving myself nuts, testing it and, figuring out what works and what doesn't. As far as monitors go, that's probably the last thing that I want to buy. I've been trying to pay attention to what's coming up. There are still some deals here. I've been looking at monitor deals today, but I might just wait until Cyber Monday tomorrow or tonight. Actually, at midnight, we might see some of them. This seemed to be one of the better ones for a gaming monitor. That seemed quite good. You may want to check that one out, Ed. It's 144 Hz. It's a VA panel, so a little bit better than TN as far as how the colours are and all that, but not as bright as an IPS. But it's a good price, $270. It's a very good price, actually. Yeah. The reason I've been kind of going back and forth is I've looked at 240Hz 1080p ones as far as getting good value for buying a monitor. I've looked at 144Hz 1440p monitors, 27 inch. I've looked at 165Hz, and I looked at 240Hz. Obviously a little bit more expensive. But then I did a full U-turn, a complete flip-flop, and I started looking at 4K monitors. Because I started thinking, I've already got a gaming monitor. This monitor here, it's got lots of flashing colours in the back, so it makes it a gaming monitor. But yeah, this is quite a good gaming monitor when it is plugged in. It's 144Hz. It's got a 1 millisecond response time. I think the picture's good, and I've always been happy with it. And you know, I think that'll be fine for me for a year. So there is a good argument for me just getting a 4K display, putting a 4K display at the side, and just getting the extra pixels and just get something that's a little bit better for productivity. So I was moving towards getting a second gaming monitor and relegating this to the productivity monitor, but I don't know, maybe I've got it wrong. Maybe I should just go for a 4K monitor and just use that. There's a few ways I could go. I think I'm not really set in stone with what I'm doing here. I think I'll just go with what the best bargain is. It was $1,000 for the body. Oh my God. It shows you how quickly things, I mean, there's new releases every year. Something that's $1,000, you know, a camera that's $1,000 can sometimes drop to £750 in the space of 6 months. CEX. I've actually bought a few things on CEX, David. The overhead camera above here, this one, the one which is doing all the zooming in, this is a Sony RX10 Mark II, which at the time sold for like 700 new, and I did a live stream at the time, and I bought it, and it said it was broken, but it was, and it was perfect, and it's been used every day since, and I got it for like 210. In fact, sorry, I'm lying, that was eBay, that wasn't CEX, but the Sony 6500, that might have been CEX, or eBay. I'm getting mixed up now, I'm getting mixed up myself. I have bought a few cameras from CEX though. I bought the original Sony RX100 Mark III, I bought the Sony RX10 Mark I, and I bought a couple of other cameras, and I bought a laptop or two from CEX as well. I find with the expensive items, you are taking more of a risk, and if you can, ideally you want to go to CEX and load up the laptop or open up the camera and check it out to see what it's like, because if not, you'll have to return it. What I would say though is that it's the return policy is pretty good. I would give them that, but it can be a little bit of a crapshoot. Yeah, well, someone broke into his house that night. Yeah, well, it was the fact that it was more of their customer service about it, because they said it came with this, you know, they told me in the shop, oh, it comes with Windows, and in fact, wasn't it? No, I was online about it. They told me it came with Windows and all that, and then it didn't, and this was only after I installed everything. I'm like, right, I need to get a valid key. Now in hindsight, I should have just bought one myself, but it was the fact they said it came with it, but I don't know. What keyboard and mouse have they got? Yes, they're wireless. I've changed my keyboard and mouse a lot. Sorry, I've not changed my mouse a lot. I've changed my keyboard a lot. The one I've got just now is the Logitech. I had a mechanical keyboard, which is up there now. The reason being that every so often the Bluetooth was coming and going, which I think was more of a problem with my Windows setup more than anything else. But I've come back to this just because sometimes it's a little bit easier to just sit my phone and my tablet there. Just, you know, it's a little bit handier for that. And I've never had to change a battery for this, so it's pretty good that way. The mouse I use, this is the MX Master. This is the original MX Master, but I've got an MX Master 2S, I think it's called. I've got that from my laptop downstairs. There's now an MX Master 3, and this has just turned out to be my favourite mouse. Now, I know there's other mice out there that people would use for gaming and different things, but just for general usage, I think these things are great. They're just so comfortable in the hand, and yeah, you know, battery life is great. You recharge it up with a micro B cable, etc. I bought my phone from CEX Grey A, standing up very good. That's good. As I said, it can be hit and miss. They'll charge you full price. I don't agree with that, David. You know, see that charging full price for a second-hand Switch, they are opportunities. Is that the word? Is that the word? Opportunities. Opportunities. I can't even say it or spell it. but they'll take advantage of that, and I've seen that in the past where it was like remember the little mini NES and the mini SNES. See, when all these things went out of stock, they sold them for like 150, 200 pounds, which is an absolute rip-off. Absolute rip-off. They shouldn't be a high street store should not be able to charge 3 times what it retails at, but they get away with it because it's a used store. They can set their own values. But they were selling them as new, unboxed, and they were charging 3-4 times more than what they were new. And they've been doing it recently with the PlayStations, the new Xbox and new PlayStation, all that as well. Yeah, I've got a review of this on my channel. No shock there. It is the K780, which should get in. There we go. Is that? You can't see that. I'll need to go to the overhead camera here, but that's the K780, which, if I can come up here, I don't know if it's going to get in focus here, but it's a K780. There we go. There we go. K780. The good thing about this one is you can see the 3 white keys here. You can assign this to 3 different devices. For example, your tablet, your PC, and your laptop or whatever, and you push you hold the button in and it just switches between the different keyboards like that. And then if you hold it in longer, it activates Bluetooth to connect to a new device. Really, really handy. And even switching to new devices, it's really simple. Great setup for that. It's really, really good. Opportunists. I've got. I got there in the end. I don't like editing out mistakes. I don't care about stuff like that. I saw a YouTuber the other day, and it was annoying me because he kept cutting out every mistake he made, and he just like jumps like a robot to all the different parts. It just feels so unnatural. I'm happy to show that I'm an idiot sometimes. Price gouging should be a law against it. I think they're in some wee hole, David. That's some little pocket of the law because they're used. They can set their own prices. The Samsung Tab 10.1 Grade A from CEX is £210, and the retail price is £200. Is that a rechargeable battery? No, it's not, Ed. It's not. It's I'll see if I can find it for you. I think it's like a. How do I get this out again? Let's see if I can get this. Okay, how is this pushed down? Good chance I'm gonna. Here we go. AAA by the looks of it. AAA. So I'm pressing lots of things here whilst I'm doing this. I'm glad I clicked the stop streaming button there. Here we go. So you can see there's a 2.4 gigahertz receiver there. So if your PC or your laptop doesn't have Bluetooth or doesn't have wireless or anything like that, no networking, then you can use that. It's got 2 AAA Duracell batteries, and I've never had to change them since I bought them. And you can check the health of the battery. You can check back on like that. Seems to be. Have I pushed that in right? That's going to fall out now, isn't it? Yeah, it's going to fall out. Right, I'll fix that in a second. I'll fix that after the stream. But yeah, battery life has been amazing since day one. Absolutely no complaints. Use a Logitech G502 Hero and it's amazing. Is that a keyboard? Are we still on the subject of keyboards? Sounded like a webcam there. Oh, right, that's a mouse. Right, okay. Oh, that looks okay. Yeah, that looks good. I've normally got like a little backup mouse and a backup keyboard around the area, just because if Bluetooth goes off for any reason or any problems with that, I've got a mouse and a keyboard that. I mean, that's why I never used to have wireless keyboard and mice, is because when something went wrong with the network or Bluetooth, the batteries ran out, I couldn't do anything. So I always, switched back to a wired solution. But I think the batteries lasting like a year or so, then yeah, it's no problem. And I'm very lazy with this. There's a button at the side here, right? There's a power button at the side, and you just switch that on or off right there. And there, get my finger right there. You can switch that on and off. I just leave it on all the time. I'd actually prefer to just have less battery life and just not switch it on and off all the time. So I just leave it the way it is. Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head there, David, as far as using jump cuts. I think if they're used effectively, I probably need to use them more to make my videos a little bit shorter, but the people that use them too much, I can't follow it. Do you see my comment earlier, Kev, about the CEX price on that headset? It's a joke how they're allowed to sell second-hand items on the same. Yeah, it's... Oh, right, now, sorry, I did miss that comment. It's funny, I bought a cheap gaming headset, the Turtle Beach Recon 70 for my brother for Christmas. It's £25 new from Mazda and Argos. CX are selling those second-hand for £32. Yeah. Well, they've got people to check his stock, and if they know that... have I snapped that off? No, I haven't. If they know... Have I? I might have snapped that off. I might have snapped that off there, by the way. They will check prices. And if they know something is out of stock or going to be out of stock, they will just bump the prices up. So, yeah. As what it is. But, I mean, as long as you recognise that... Have I... Alright, I've got the number. I had the number lock off there. I was wondering why it wasn't working. Prices seems to be about 55. I suspect it goes up and down, so if you might see it cheaper on sale, and you might be able to pick it up second hand as well. RIP keyboard, I know. Jump cats. Have I broke that? I don't know if I have, actually. I still don't know if I broke that. Maybe I've got it the wrong way around, I don't know. Nah, I just hand clipped it on. Thank God, I've not broke it. Panic over. Yeah, they do count on people not being ripped off. I mean, the best way to look at CEX is it's eBay as a shop. So there's going to be a lot of things that are overpriced, and there's going to be a lot of things that are underpriced. But what I would say with all that is just do your research. Always do your research. And I mean, I think... I'm not completely unaware that Scottish people have this stereotype of being tight, but I think most of us, if we're spending any money on anything, you want to get you want to get value. You don't want to pay over the odds. You don't want to feel ripped off, etc. And this obviously extends to CEX because there are a lot of things here which are overpriced, and there are a lot of things that are bargains. What personally, when I'm looking on this, I'm looking for stuff that is a bargain. So, for example, if you want an audio interface or any kind of audio thing, I would say CEX is a good place to start. Better than eBay sometimes. You'll see a lot of devices here, audio interfaces, and what I would say about audio interfaces in general is that they can be quite expensive at launch. But over time, obviously, they're replaced, and USB 2.0 is replaced by USB 3, etc. But most of these things, audio interfaces, they don't really go out of date, and they're not really introducing too many new features. So, like the audio interface that I used every single day for 5 years, it was amazing. I absolutely loved it, and I've only sold it recently because I'm not using it, I might as well sell it. I bought it for second hand from CEX for 200. It was selling for 350. It still sells for over 300, and I sold it for 200. I effectively used that for 5 years free of charge because it held its value. So for audio items, it's quite good. For laptops, it's not too bad either, but it depends on the laptop. I mean, again, it comes down to supply and demand. If there's a lot of demand for Apple items, so you're not going to get a bargain for any kind of Apple product. But if you're looking for a second-hand laptop or computer, you will find some really good old computers and laptops on CEX. And a lot of them will be CPUs that are still really powerful. I mean, a CPU from 2 years ago is not obsolete, and it might only be like 30% behind the top-of-the-range CPUs now. So... it depends on the item. There's certain things which I would always go to CEX for because I know I can get a bargain, but there's other things that I wouldn't touch them for, because they're ripping you off. So you kind of have to do your research on these things. I need to catch up with the keyboards. It's not a membrane keyboard, no. And speaking about the headset, I ordered the Razer Kraken X. I saw that Ultra. That does look quite good. That one. Turtle Beach, yeah, a few of my friends have got the Turtle Beach ones. David buys retro games from CEX. For what system, David? So I've actually thought about that recently, whether I should sell some of my retro games collection, because realistically they're just sitting there gathering dust and I'm not plugging them in because, you know, connect them all up to my YouTube setup isn't practical. But I just can't bring myself to selling them. But I don't know, you know, I don't know if I'd be willing to sell it. I don't think I would sell it on eBay just because of the amount of people that would send you back something which is fake and then you've been screwed over. And in CEX, I'm not sure they'd offer you the right price. But from a buying point of view, maybe I'd pick up some old classic games if they were good. £130 for the Turtle Beaches. Perfect for me. Wireless, good mic. Also has Bluetooth. The thing is with all these kind of gaming headsets is that they can be expensive, but I don't know. I mean, everyone's got their vices. There's people out there getting drunk and doing drugs and all that, and if that's what they want to do, fine. And if you don't, you know, if you're not really doing much, if games is your thing and you love playing games, is £130 a lot if you use them every day for 3 years? I don't know. Sometimes it pays to cheap out on certain stuff. Other times just, you know, pay to get the high quality stuff. I try and cheap out on cameras and different things because I think cameras are a great example of something that you should buy used, because you don't have to worry about batteries. You don't even have to really worry about firmware updates that much, because after 6 months they kind of stop getting supported really anyway. So cameras is something that I would always gravitate towards buying used. But there's other things I would always buy new, and there's other things I would always actually spend more money on to make sure I get the best product. Headphones is headphones. You don't. Would you want to be wearing headphones that someone else's bought? You'd maybe want to buy those now, but yeah, there's definitely a lot of things I would say I would buy used CEX and eBay and stuff. Son had 2 Turtle Beach and they broke. Oh, that's unfortunate. I mean, a lot of these ones are plastic as well, aren't they? Ed streams on Twitch as well as Ultra, so it's perfect for me to be able to listen to game audio while listening to alerts coming through the PC. Ah, right, okay. Do you know, is there not a delay, guys? So see if you guys are streaming with Twitch, is there not a delay with the audio from the game? Would you not reduce latency just by plugging the cable in? Xbox and GameCube, mostly OG Xbox. Ah, right, okay. How much are the games? They must be dirt cheap for an Xbox game, or they start to come up. Like, the funny thing is about, where's the old Xbox games? There we go. The funny thing about Xbox games, or retro games in general, is that they all drop in price, and then it hits a certain point, they start becoming rare again, and then they go back up. I mean, it doesn't seem too bad. Yeah, maybe, I mean, I just don't want to go down this rabbit hole of retro gaming, because I know I'd get sucked in and I'd be buying games all the time. Xiaomi should make DSLRs. Who was it did make a DSLR a few years ago? Was it? Oh, it was Yi. Remember the Yi camera? Xiaomi did. In fact, it was a Yi camera. It wasn't a DSLR. It was this guy. So that they have done it. If you look, David, I don't know if you remember this. This was the Hdmi M1 4K. It kind of got mixed reviews at the time, though. It was from a specifications wise point of view, they were like, it was like half the cost or something. I can't remember the exact price, but it was like half the cost of some of the more expensive cameras at the time. But everyone said it kind of missed the mark in a lot of areas. So I don't know. The problem was you didn't have an extensive, set of camera lenses and all that as well. But they basically pulled out the market. They dipped their feet into it and they realised it was quite cold, and they dipped their feet back out. If you're only going to game for 3 days a week, probably not the headset to get. The Kraken X Lite is the best budget. Little to no delay with the Bluetooth. It's different, but with the connection to the Xbox, there's no delay at all. Right, okay, that's good to know. I mean, I do play with an Xbox controller now. That's what I've been playing with for a year, and it's kind of what I'm used to now. I play with the cable plugged in. Now you can get the Xbox wireless adapter, which apparently gives you like no latency, and it's, you know, no latency. It gives you like perfect latency. There's no delay and things like that. But I've just been using it with the cable. Just it saves me having to swap batteries every 2 days, or dealing with the rechargeable pack, etc. I don't know. I mean, I think Bluetooth. I just assumed to be some sort of little delay with it. I don't know. I should maybe test that. Maybe I should start using it Bluetooth. I don't know. David, so Xbox games, £25 to accept the rare ones, right? So the ones I was showing you there are probably kind of the ones that are sought after. If you connect them via Bluetooth and you're watching a video, etc., you can tell a bit of a delay, but it's milliseconds. But if you've got that delay, Ed, would you not see that same delay when you're playing like Warzone, Call of Duty, or a racing game or something? Would there not be like a little bit of input lag? You know, like from you pressing it to going to the game? The thing is, like with certain types of games, you don't want any latency at all, and any kind of delay in the controller signal or anything is going to make the experience, or not about making the experience worse, but it's certainly going to make you lose some games. I just like having no wires. Yeah, generally speaking, Ed, I'm the same. I prefer not to have wires, but if it means it's not, I don't know, if it means things have slowed down. I mean, if I was downstairs and sitting in front of the couch, I would go wireless all the way. I think just because I'm sitting here and I'm like 2 feet, 3 feet away from the screen, having a wire here really doesn't affect me. I'm sitting here anyway at the desk. It doesn't really matter. More than an action camera. Yeah, it is. The Xbox wireless adapter for PC is £20 on eBay. It comes up cheaper. You'll see it sometimes on Hot UK deals. You'll see the wireless adapter. It does come down in price. So what I would do, if you do want it, I'll see if I can send this for you. See if I can do this. Xbox. So I'm on so there's the Xbox wireless one, right? So you can get it for Windows. I thought it was the same adapter for the Xbox as it was for PC. It might be different. Maybe it's just the way they're marketing it. I don't know. But say you bought the PC one, you can see the historic price here. For some reason, I've defaulted to third party. So you can see the price, and you can see like down here, I was down at £16 at one point. So what you can do with this is you just put in your email address and just say Amazon price when it drops to like 15 or something like that, or 16 or 19.99, and then they'll send you an email. Actually, I set up an alert last year when I was buying a 2.5-inch SSD for my laptop, and I set up an alert and I forgot about it, and then last week I got an alert saying it's £70 below what you wanted to buy it at. And you know, it seems like those alerts stay there forever. So if you're looking to buy something like that and you don't care if it's now, a month from now, or a year down the line, stick it on camo, stick an alert on, and then just wait, and you'll get a notification when it's cheap. At least on Amazon anyway. The Xbox, the headset connects to the console the same way the controller connects to the console. Right. I didn't see when you were talking about the cat on the desk. I didn't know you were talking about my last setup. The problem I had with the last desk, right, was I just didn't care. Like I wanted it to be functional, and I like stuff being about the place, and I'd tidy it up, and then about a week later I'd have boxes and cables. It's like that right now, actually. I need to have a day where I tidy things up, but there's not much I can do right now. I do need more storage. I'm going to move some things around in the wardrobe, and tidy it up and put cables away and stuff. But yeah, it was bad. I don't mind too bad. I don't mind cables too much with that. I do want it to be tidier though, and I do prefer it when it's tidier. I think with the problem when you're doing, you know, kind of tech stuff on YouTube, like over the course of a month, you can have 10, 15 new things arrive, and you know, you kind of run out of space to put places. And then even from a recording point of view, I always try and put functionality over design. You know, yes, I want it to all look pretty, etc., but I also need it to be functional as far as the camera's there, the lights are there, and all that kind of stuff. But sometimes I just don't care. When are you going to stream on Twitch again? I don't know if I will, Ultra. I don't know. I've got that other YouTube channel which I haven't really been updating, the gaming channel. But I don't know. I don't know if people are tuning in to YouTube, you know, YouTube gaming. I don't think people are really tuning in. So maybe at a certain point, if I'm going to be doing any kind of streaming, I should do it there. But the problem is I can't really commit to any kind of consistent schedule right now, at least not right now, because, you know, I've got this channel to update. I've also got writing and my own websites to update and stuff. I'd really have to take like a month off and say, right, I am going to, you know, do this every single day at this time. I don't know if it's going to be just more of a sporadic thing until I'm established, you know, I've got some sort of viewership. Yeah, David, that's what I was thinking about as well. I've got, I'll show you this again. I've got down here, you can see I've got some desks just now, some cubes down there. Those were actually for my wife's wardrobe, and then she didn't really want them. She said if I wanted them, so I've just stuck the PS3. I had the Wii U there, but it's actually, we were actually playing the Wii U the other week, so that's why it's downstairs. So I could use more of these and just put them about the place. That's, you know, one option. I'll just have the thing sitting down there. But that's maybe where I'll go in the future for storage. I do think I need to have something behind me just for you know, and then I could put some lights behind me, and I've got something, you know, a plain white background isn't the most exciting to look at either, so really just get a big massive, you know, storage area with boxes and everything. Twitch has been having some issues with DMCA recently. What's been happening, Ultra? Is it more about the music in games, or is it talking, you know, is it gaming companies? So what I can't talk about Twitch, you know, it's not, I do have a Twitch account, I don't update it, but I can talk about from a YouTube perspective. In fact, I'll see if I can bring this up. So this is the YouTube channel I set up for gaming, Kev's gaming channel, the channel that I spent about 3 seconds thinking about his name. I did a live stream the other day, guys, so that was me streaming the other day, and I do want to, when I put this card in later and I've got it in the PC, when I put that into the PC, I'm going to stream again because I want to see the difference in colours and see what it's like. But you can see, you know, I was streaming the other night. I streamed the game there, 1080p at 60. That's probably what I'll be streaming at most times. See if I can get this. Every time I click on that, I'm just going to the menu. I'm actually playing the game. Oh, in fact, I'll go somewhere where I'm actually playing good. I was terrible on that level. Now, Twitch is shit for playing music. Yeah, those shelves are quite good, David. Someone got a DMC warning for blending a smoothie. I've been through all that with YouTube as well. I'll be streaming Call of Duty again. So the thing is, wait, see when I'm streaming games like that, right? See when I'm playing games and I'm streaming stuff like that, I'm not going to, I wouldn't make any money from that really, do you know what I mean? But it's a good way to play games and connect with people. Where I could make money from my point of view, long term, is just the other stuff. So that's what I'm hoping to do on that channel. I want to do retro gaming stuff. You can see I've got retro games there. I want to do stuff about controllers. I want to do stuff about retro games, gaming handhelds. I want to do live streams as well and play games. And I'm happy for the live streams not to make money because I can make money from the other stuff because those don't have to worry about DMCA. So I'm not worried about the, what do you call it? the strikes and stuff like that for live streams, if they take the money from it, fine. It's not like 100% of my business model, advertising model. So I do need to build that up. I need to get that to like 1,000, 10,000 subscribers or something, and then I'll maybe devote more time to it. But yeah, I'm happy. I actually play with a lot of guys all the time. So I've got Call of Duty on PC. If I buy Xbox Series X, I'll probably buy it for that at one point as well. But I do have, I've got Call of Duty games on. I've actually got a Call of Duty game for the Wii U, but I've got it on the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3, but I've got it on the PC. That's what I'm playing mostly just now. I agree with that, Ed. I think it's ridiculous that games aren't cross-platform at this point. I think there's no excuse. You know, it's certainly. You know, see if most games were cross-platform, I don't think I'd even have to buy an Xbox. I would just play on PC and play my, talk to my friends through the Xbox app. But even like FIFA, you can buy FIFA on the Xbox One and your friend buys it for the Xbox Series S or a Series X, and you can't play against each other. Or you could buy it for the PlayStation 4 and not play against the PlayStation 5 players. You can't play against PC players. I don't understand this. It's the same company. They probably get the servers in the same building. Just make it cross-platform. I don't see why it can't be cross-platform. I agree, Ed. I don't. And see, if it was cross-platform, I would buy it for the PC, and I would be playing it now. But because it's not, I'm going to have to wait to get a console. I don't know. I just don't. I realise there's for smaller companies like I can't understand why smaller companies don't make it cross-platform. I do understand that for smaller companies and stuff like that, I do understand there's maybe additional costs involved or additional development time. But EA, Ubisoft, all these bigger companies, they should make every single game cross-platform, because it doesn't matter to them whether they sell you a game on Nintendo or PC or PlayStation or Xbox. What does it matter? They're still making money. So why not just make everyone play? But even COD wasn't cross-platform at first. I don't think Apex was either until a month or so ago. Thankfully, they are getting they're getting their stuff together. So it's getting a little bit better now. But I don't see why they don't make all their games cross-platform. Yeah, I've only played Fortnite for about 10 seconds. It felt a bit too cartoony. Apex feels the same, but I can see why people like them. I do have Apex installed. But guys, I'm going to call it quits at that, because I'm going to spend some time testing some of this stuff and checking some things out. Rogue Legacy. No, I've not checked that out. Grand Theft Auto, agree. That's another good example. Oh no, I've not played that one. I've played something like that. I've played the other version of that. Was it a sequel to that? See the other kind of the dungeon one? I've played the other one. It's like that. Which one was it? Was it a sequel to that? Because I bought one for the PlayStation 4. I think it was a sequel I bought for I don't know if it was a Switch I bought it for, or was it PlayStation 4? Like a kind of, it's like a retro style platformer. Rogue Company. Ah, right. Okay, I'm looking at a different game. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, this is a completely different game. I'm looking at this little platformer thing. No, I've not seen that. It uses Unreal Engine. I'd be happy to download that and give it a try. Do that on my gaming channel. It's funny, like a lot of these companies are obviously switching to a freemium basis where it's free to download, free to play, but then they make their money through all the power users that buy all the extras, etc. Games like Call of Duty though, they will sell you a game for £50 or £80, and then they'll charge you additional well, they used to charge you more for maps, but now they're doing it through all these packs and different things. I don't know. Different ways to look at it from a pricing point of view, but I do agree it should all be cross-platform, without a doubt. So guys, I've been online for, how long have I been online now? how long? 1 hour and 50. So thanks for watching, guys. I do appreciate it. I will do some videos through the week, although unfortunately I do have some work to do at one point. But if I do anything over the next few days, it probably will be on my gaming channel, and it probably will be a stream. It will be me sitting just playing Call of Duty at one point if I get an hour or so. So that's my gaming channel. If you do ever want to see me playing Call of Duty or any other game, I'll probably go on that. I'd like to get that channel up to a couple of thousand subscribers before I start exploring Twitch and stuff. I just want to get it established. Thanks for dropping by, guys. Well, the stream was only good because you guys turned up. Sounds cheesy, but seriously, go back and watch any of my live streams where only two or three people turn up. They're awful because I run out of things to say. The best things about these streams is obviously you guys talking to me and asking questions and watching all. So thanks for watching. Ed, if you are looking at a monitor, mate, give me a tweet or something. I'm really not an expert on monitors though, but I've been kind of looking at them, so maybe I can point you in the right direction. But monitors are something I'm not an expert on. It's not something I'm good at explaining about colours and stuff like that. What I'm really looking for though is really just looking at the refresh rate, the input lag, the response time, the latency and stuff, and then just looking at reviews to see what the colours were like, and then looking at prices. You're going to have sacrifices whatever you buy, especially if you're not going to spend thousands. But thanks for watching, guys. I do appreciate it. Keep the comments coming, and I'll speak to you soon. Yeah, definitely, mate. Will do. And I hope your enchiladas were tasty, mate. Right, cheers, lads. Thanks for watching.